as a level one registered, or yeah, it was first degree is what it is. It's first degree assault versus a second and third. Can you kind of tell me what that's about?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, it all really depends. Okay, so your degrees all come with severity of a crime. So it depends state by state of how their degrees work. So for like us, first degree is your worst, fourth degree is you're not as bad. It's not saying that it didn't happen, it's just saying that it wasn't, as bad as it was put out to be. So the lower the number is usually the higher the crime.
Okay. So yeah. So okay. So he got a first degree. Um. So what I'm trying to figure out is the story that he's trying to give out to everybody is that supposedly it was him and some other person in a library. It was a man. And that person and him were making out, and there was some touching that had occurred and happened, and basically that was the only thing that really occurred and happened, and so therefore he was charged with first degree. That's what his story, the version is. That's one of the different stories that that he has come out with.
Okay, so he's stating that it was a first degree because there was some touching in a library.
That's just, yeah. There was basically they were making out, and then there was some body parts that were being touched, and so therefore that was why he got a first degree.
I mean, okay, so I don't know. What'd you say the ages were?
So the age was 16 and 13.
Okay, and that was in like
Oregon.
I don't know how the state works there with how they do it, but it would all depend on if he openly admitted to it, then there could be a first degree charge that comes out of it. Um,
So
due
so
to Go ahead.
so in reality, then it wouldn't have been if there was. I mean, I would have thought that if it was just for something like that, it would have probably been a second or third degree if they didn't have overwhelming evidence.
So when it comes to but there is overwhelming evidence. That's the thing, is with his admittance that okay, yes, this did happen. Then that's kind of where that falls into. He's admitting yes, it did happen, but it was just this, and so it doesn't always have to be a like you say. Pushed into a situation kind of thing. It can be because as a minor, you don't have the right of consent.
Correct.
And so even with her saying like, oh, well, like they were doing this, but they were doing it and it was technically still not legal because she can't admit to consent.
Then there was another story that he had claimed that supposedly it was with another female. He's made probably like three different stories that have occurred and happened. I'm not really sure what obviously the real story is. It's been hard to kind of find information online about it, being that they were both subjects were a minor when this occurred and happened. All as I know is I just wanted to just throw this out there and just think that it's kind of interesting, and that some of these people that were bashing Drew yesterday were kind of the same people that are railing around Antonio and basically saying that he was a minor, it's not that big of a deal, and kind of brushing it underneath the rug. So that was kind of the reason why I decided I wanted to bring it up to him today, for it, because the simple fact that he does hold lives, he does have, adults that have children, obviously, that go up on the panels, and their children are on the panels and stuff like that when they're holding their kids or whatever the scenario is. So that's kind of the reason why I decided that I would bring it up. And he has three different accounts that he uses. But that was the reason why I decided I wanted to bring it up, is for this particular reason, because I just think it's kind of crazy and wild that they're all after Drew, but this is kind of the same situation, the scenario, in my opinion. Why? Because of the simple fact that all of the offenders are going to downplay any situation that there occurred and they've been inside of. And I think that it's, really important for people to understand and realize that, even though I've exposed Antonio and I've done it on my own lives and I've said, what I've said about him, The reality is that people keep saying, well, the other side of the story is Antonio, but Antonio is not the other side of the story.
isn't usually like when someone commits SO, it all has to do with the conditions of their parole regarding whether or not they can have social media?
Yeah, so the way that it works is most states in the US are a strict no social media, right? So anything that can be exposed to underage.
But each case is different. Isn't that correct?
Every case is different. Every case that somebody works is different. There's no two of the exact same case anywhere. The way that it works, like I said, is kind of like a generality, right? So most states all fall into the same aspect. It is all different case by case. And, you said before that you were a paralegal, so you understand that. Every case
understand.
it is completely different, and it's different in every circumstance. Now there are states like, I guess, North Carolina is one of those states that is strictly no social media period with their offenders, right?
Each state has its own guidelines as far as social media and things of that nature.
Yes, every state is going to have a different guideline on how they do things. I've kind of reiterated that multiple times throughout this. Every state's different. I don't know how every state operates.
So you're in Drew's state then, is that correct?
No, I'm in Missouri.
So you're in Missouri. So basically, what I guess my point is that we don't know what his conditions are unless you have gotten his file.
I do know his conditions. I spoke with an agency down there that runs his conditions.
I'm not accused. I'm just curious because last night
or anything because I haven't. So I don't know anything about it, right? They're asking questions, and I'm trying to give them the best thought of what I can, right? And like I've said multiple times, it's different everywhere. But the point of at least me, and I would imagine Triple's the same way, is we're not here to degrade or dismantle anybody in any way, shape, or form. It's just conversation, right? And I think that goes for anybody else that's law enforcement or has worked law before. You know, like the whole point of being up here is not to degrade nobody. It's not to, you know, demean anybody, but it's to have conversation. And so I do appreciate you coming up and talking and giving your piece on the situation.
And I understand that. I have law enforcement in my family, and that's the only reason I know, and I investigated it. I had my brother-in-law investigate it. So that's the only reason I know anything of what I'm talking about. And calling me a pedo sympathizer, whoever the joker is in the comments, is crazy. Because, no. You know, being somebody that's been raped and all that in her life, that's crazy. But I just wanted to come up here and let y'all know a little bit about that. That's the only reason that he even had that. He even got charged, and he even had to register, okay? Y'all just need to know something about it besides of what Zeus is telling you and making you think. Y'all just need to know something about it because you have been really nice in this live, the little bit that I've seen of it. I haven't sat through this live that long. I'm not even going to lie to you because I will not sit in any live that Zeus is on a panel in. But I came in here because of this. Okay, I was this live.
Hey, Queen, just you said the only reason why he has to register is because he left state, correct?
He was told if he left state, he had to register.
Okay, so he is a registered SO.
Because he left state.
Because he left state. Okay, you said it out of your own mouth.
Yes, that is true. He left state, so they made him register because he was not supposed to leave state. Okay,
Irregardless,
out to be this pedo that he is not.
I
And
never
y'all
said
had questions instead of having a live about it. Why don't
Part
y'all
one
just
of
go
this
to the source
documentary.
and ask him.
But no, I came up strictly. I came up strictly to let people know, irregardless, if you are a registered SO, regardless of you are not allowed to have a TikTok account per the community guidelines of TikTok.
The other thing I also want to say is that there's no judge is going to say
I
if you move
told
out of
you,
state.
and when I came up here, that the only condition was is you not talk.
Okay, can you drop her, please?
Then drop
really
it because
appreciate
you're
it.
not talking with me.
So basically, I just wanted to say that the reality is that just because you move out of state doesn't mean that you have to register. If you have to register, then you have to register. Point blank. Period. It doesn't make any sense. A judge is going to say if you move out of state, then you have to go and register. It doesn't work like that. I've never heard any case, and maybe Tyler, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I've never heard of a case where you only have to register if you move out of the state. Have you ever heard something such a thing like that?
I haven't. I can't say that it's unheard of. Like I said, I've not worked in all 50 states, so every state's different in how they handle it.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm just throwing this out there is that they try to claim that they have supposedly did their homework. Obviously, I'm not able to really get information. I did talk to the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department, and they said you have to, obviously get the records from the records department. So I don't know, and because they're minors, it's not going to be that easy. They're all going off because they're best friends with Antonio. So that's the reason why they've been coming up here. A lot of them have known him for 2-3 years. A lot of them, nobody knew about this until I came out with that. And then everybody was shocked. And because they all don't like me because I call people out, I'm very bold and I stand my ground, that they decided that they don't believe it and they were going to take his side on it. So that is the whole reason of why you can see that they're all coming up here. And it's all the people that are, buddies and they're railing around him, but they're all against Drew. And it's the same people that, you know, they want to talk all this junk about Drew, but again, Antonio is in the same scenario, and his charge is a first degree, and the other one is only a second or third degree. So it's not, you know, the level is different.
Let's keep the subject about what we're talking about. Let's not get upset with the people that want to come up, and if they want to express how they feel about it, we got to let them express the way that they feel about it too. You know, like, everybody's entitled to their own opinion about the situation. No opinion's right, no opinion's wrong. It is, you know, they're entitled to their own.
Yeah, but she spoke, so I was speaking, you know, on my behalf on this situation.
Right, I just want to keep it nice, you know. Like, there's no reason to be disrespectful or upset. Like, I understand, you know, not everybody sees eye to eye about everything.
Correct.
I'm just gonna say, because everybody keeps asking, Drew is MIA. We have no idea where Drew is at. He is not answering nobody's messages. I've messaged his fiance, wife, whoever she is. She has seen my message, but she's not responding. So I've tried to get her up here. I've shared it to her twice now, and she is not responding to me. So she's seen the messages. Unfortunately, she's not responding to me. I thought when I messaged her, I was very respectful to her, and she's not. No, their accounts are still up. If you don't see their accounts, they blocked you. So.
Wait, so George, you made a comment in there.
Go ahead, George.
I did. I mean, this is my whole point. All right, they're SOs. There's no defense for them. They did what they did. They've been locked up. They've been convicted. They did their time. They're out trying to get their lives together. And I feel like what y'all are doing is totally wrong. I mean, trying to expose them to TikTok. I mean, you know, you're in Missouri. I don't know where AAA's at. I don't know where Zeus is at. I'm not saying that what he did was right. Any SO's a sick MF to me, okay? Because they've got some kind of mental breakdown somewhere in their life that they have to have a sex with an underage kid. And to me, I think they should be castrated. But I feel like what y'all are doing is incorrect and not right. I mean, you know, everybody's got their opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm not defending Drew. I'm not defending Antonio. I'm not defending nobody. They're sick. They're sick in the head. They've got some kind of mental breakdown somewhere in their head to do some trash like this. But I promise you, if it was my child that they did this to, y'all wouldn't be having no picture up here because they wouldn't be living. They wouldn't need no jail, don't need no court, don't need none. They need a coroner.
So, George, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Do you have children?
I do.
Okay, so like we were talking about earlier, everything's public knowledge, right? I don't know anything about this case. I didn't know anything about the Drew case until yesterday, right? And so I feel like I've carried myself to the point of, like, you know, I talked to Drew yesterday. I said I can't tell you how many
I
times.
was on the live. I heard the conversation yesterday. Yes.
But I expressed in multiple times, this isn't an investigation. He didn't have to talk to me if he didn't want to. You know, I just kind of wanted to get into basis of things, right? And it's not just random. From what I understand, from my own personal perspective of what's going on, it's not just random SOs that they're picking, right? It's people that are either registered or anything like that are on an app where you can be under the age of, you know, age of consent, right? From what I understand, that's my own personal perception. Everybody else may be different, but, you know, and we're not, like I said, we're not here to bash nobody. We're not here to, you know, talk bad about nobody. And I've emphasized that. I can't tell you how many times tonight about this, that, you know, a conversation is a conversation about a situation versus, I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't know Antonio, but I'm not going to disrespect Antonio, right? You know, it's something that happened, and we're talking a little bit about it. You know, I'm like,
I don't know none of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And you know, y'all don't know him. He don't know y'all. I don't understand why y'all are investigating him when he did nothing wrong to y'all.
It's not an investigation. The investigation has already been conducted. We're just
I mean, this is between him and his parole officer.
It's also between the public because it's public knowledge. I think that's what you guys refuse to understand.
No, I don't refuse to understand it, but y'all are in different states, so
It means nothing. It's public knowledge.
right.
So the
I
reason why I'm bringing this up is because we've all been hanging out with Antonio on his live, and he's had people with that have kids that have been on his panel, and so that's the reason why I'm making sure that everyone's aware of the situation, because people should be aware if they have children. You know what I mean? If you're on panel and you're not even aware that somebody's as an SO or registered offender, and here you're displaying your child in his boxes, and he's literally he does game nights. So therefore, I wasn't aware, and as soon as I found out about it, that's when I went and exposed it, because that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to sit here and not tell anybody that you're and then you're having people that have kids that are up on his panel and stuff. Like, it just doesn't work that way.
I understand that, and I'm not taking up for no SO.
We
No,
understand.
no.
Just say your piece, George. Say what you.
All I'm saying is, I feel like what y'all are doing is wrong. If y'all are trying to get him off the app, or if y'all are trying to make sure that he has no contact with kids on the app, then y'all need to contact his local sheriff's office or the local parole office and express your concern there. I feel like just putting all this out like this, for all these viewers, you know what I'm saying? And then you got people chiming in, that don't is going to be negative anyway. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at this point in their life, they don't need negativity; they need positivity, so they can try to turn their life around and never do this again. I mean, my heart goes out to everybody that has SO. You know what I'm saying? I'm dating a girl that grew up from 9 years old to 16 years old with her dad, her uncles, her cousins, all her life, from 9 years old to 16 year old, until she was finally exposed and taken away from the family, And I deal with, y'all just don't understand what I deal with her, man. I deal with nightmares. I deal with like depression, like crazy, finally somebody wised up in the family and killed the father,
Unalived, TikTok
unalived,
shop.
I'm sorry, unalived the father, you know what I'm saying? And
TikTok shop.
but I mean, these SO people go through so much, and I'm afraid of somebody running across this, and then it's gonna cause a trigger, Am I making sense to you, Tyler, at all?
I completely understand what you're trying to say, George.
I'm not taking up for nobody. Please understand that.
I completely understand. I completely understand what you're trying to say, and I mean, in a way, and that's why in this situation, and Triple, you let me know we're not exposing any super pertinent information. So addresses, phone numbers, and stuff like that. At least that I have seen that's not being released or anything like that. So.
AAA just told Drew yesterday that if he didn't comply with your guys' questioning and shit, that he was gonna send 5 people to his front door. Like that was that's not right, you guys. Like if he committed a crime, and the crime that he is convicted of is horrible.
Who said that they were gonna send 5 people to the door?
So I wasn't here for that part of the conversation.
No, he didn't.
Who said that we're gonna send?
He said something about if he didn't get on the live tonight by 9 o'clock, he had 5 people that was lined up. What they lined up to do?
Nothing about nobody lined up to do nothing. It was transferring information.
We all heard that yesterday, and all I'm saying is I mean, that's not right. And so you're saying that you didn't make him answer these questions, that you were just trying to get the facts or whatever. But I mean, this is he was obviously like not wanting to talk. He obviously like didn't want to, go into all of this. And it kind of seems like he was forced into it by threat. Like that's kind of crazy. And I understand his crime is something that like, I'm sure his jail experience was hell. As being someone who's been incarcerated, I know what happens to SOs. Like, that's no joke of a charge. So it's like, to be even threatened more, so I just don't agree with the fact that you're saying that you didn't force anybody to talk, because You kind of did. You kind of were like, that's kind of messed up. I mean, at what point are we taking the higher ground on shit? I agree. If you want to call his PO or call the state, pull his records, do that. Do it the right way. But like getting clout over this is crazy because like enforcing someone, I don't care that breaking news is plastered a picture of someone. That's more like the correct way, but forcing someone to be on here and answer these questions under the threat of
Hey,
a possibility.
hey, you're twisting the words.
Okay, well, just let Kay finish what she has to say.
I don't know. I lost my train of thought, but like, I just feel like there's a right way to go about it. If you want to spread awareness, right? Do something more of what breaking news is doing. Post it. Say this guy is whatever he is, and have a conversation about it. If that TikToker or
I just got up here. I'm Kay. Hello. I have known Antonio for a while. I have known Zeus. I have not been close with him, though. I've not been close with really any of these people up here. I don't know any of y'all. Anyways, what you guys are doing right now is a form of like this is harassment. No matter if somebody is in the wrong, no matter if somebody like fucked up 10 years ago, what is on the screen right now has actually been proven. What's on the screen right now has actually been proven to be incorrect. This file is from a long time ago, and most of it was sealed. And I really, really strongly believe that if you feel so strong against these people that you are blasting on your live, block them and move on. Block them and move on. Because at this point, you are putting everybody's personal information out there saying that, you know, you're just looking out for the kids, you're just doing this. Breaking news, you have known about this Antonio stuff a year ago, when he told you, and you were his best friend, and you're now.
I love it that you're lying.
I'm not finished. I am not finished. You are not going to speak over me. You have been told about this a year ago when you guys were friends, right? And then the second you weren't able to personally control Antonio, you blasted him and you went live and you did all of this stuff to him just because you were upset with one tiny thing he said and about how he didn't want you to control him anymore. It's public record, yes, but do you have the full story on here? No. Do you have the full stuff like that? No. Like, I really believe that you're sitting up here just for the clout, but in reality, you are giving Antonio the clout because you keep on blasting him. Because people keep on trying to believe your story, but then once Antonio shows the proof that he has, they're all calling you crazy. So if you want to keep on doing this and playing victim and saying that this is your personal problem because it's somebody else's problem that happened when they were fucking 16 years old, I really think that that is the most childish thing you can keep on doing. And I don't care if you blast me. You can pull my personal record. I don't got shit on there. Please find my address, find my information. If you really want to get like into my shit, please do. But you're sitting here and saying all these things when you're acting like you've never done something wrong when you were under the age of 18. You're acting like all of his proof doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because you're sitting here and you want everybody to believe your story just because you want everybody to be his enemy because he didn't like you anymore. he didn't like you anymore. That's why you're feeling it so personal.
I find it very interesting that you're going to come up here and claim after you guys have kept saying that supposedly Sissy knew about this over a year ago. I'm not Sissy. I am Zeus. And now all of a sudden you're going to twist and lie and try to claim that supposedly I knew about this over a year ago. You know, you guys need to keep your your facts straight, because you guys have come to me and come to all kinds of people trying to claim that Sissy knew about this over a year ago. I'm not Sissy. I am Zeus. And now you're trying to manipulate and lie and say that I was told about the situation by him. He's not going to tell me something like that because he wasn't close to me. He wasn't best friends with me. He was definitely close, and he was definitely buddies with Sissy. And Sissy is not going to tell me whatever they speak about, because that is between the two of them. I found out about this situation on my own because there were some red flags that kind of got brought up when he told Matthew, his boyfriend, that he had to move to his state in order for them to continue to be together. And that's what raised the red flag. There were some other red flags too, but that was the main red flag. So I did my homework, and then I went to Sissy first because me and Sissy are close. And I said, Sissy, did you know about this? And you know what she told me? She said she just found out about this about 3 or 4 weeks ago when he was just at her house. That was what she had claimed to me. Now, if Antonio is going to claim that supposedly he told Sissy about this over a year ago, again, I'm not aware of that. I wasn't told. He didn't tell me that. So I just love how you guys continue to, manipulate and lie. That's all you guys do. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to put a timeout to this drama. Okay? Because irregardless of what drama y'all have, irregardless, okay, there is a regardless on how come he had to register as an SO, regardless, okay? Y'all go handle y'all's live, and I'm sorry, breaking news, but like, they're not about the drama. So, like, sorry, AAA, I'm not trying to take over, but.
And I understand where you're coming from, but they were just coming in here with the drama part of it, so I'm going to obviously respond to that. So you can't really come at me with responding to what they're saying.
I know. I'm just like. How is it illegal when it's public record and public knowledge?
I invited him up. Never, you want to come up and talk about it? Send me an invitation.
Because it says when you search on that site that you cannot use this for intimidation or retaliation.
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
Okay, well, so if you don't want to come up and talk about it, there's no intimidation or retaliation being done here, right? They're not trying to intimidate anybody. What this is it's a public knowledge.
He's up in the box.
Look,
Okay.
I'm not disagreeing with your statement there, right?
Okay.
I'm just saying that I just wanted to make you aware that doing that is illegal, and if the wrong person gets a hold of what you're doing here, you can be charged. When you search people on that site, it says that it cannot be used before it even gives you the result. It says it cannot be used for intimidation or retaliation.
So what intimidation or retaliation is happening?
I mean, even though it's public knowledge, you're still putting it out there with an intention of malice.
Are we? In what way?
I mean, because there's people going after the guy.
It's an open discussion, right? So we've heard both sides of the spectrum. We're not sitting here bashing him. We're not saying anything, and I've made it very clear that we're not going to bash him or we're not going to say anything negative. We're speaking on what facts we know. We're not speaking on speculation. So what malice is there?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think people should be left alone. Like,
which is a positive impact.
Y'all are making me work right now. I'm doing like 3 things at once. I'm trying to figure out how to mod people in a Discord. I'm trying to figure.
Well, if you need me to, AAA, like, just let me know.
I mean, I just did the one. I mean, like, I'm paying attention as much as I can, but I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing 3 things at once right now. If you tell
Is
me
anybody else
who's-
that's trying to come up here? Or?
I know there was one more, but I don't know if Goliath's still here. Jazzy Bear, do you still need to come up? Oh, okay. That one from Ohio is here again.
All right. I was in here yesterday. Delilah, please tell me you're still in here. I just want to say one thing. This goes back to what Tyler was thinking in his head. I'm not going to keep my mouth shut. I know you're professional about it. I don't give 2 shits if you are a 1st degree, 2nd degree, 3rd degree, 4th degree, any of that shit. If you are that disgusted in the head to do anything with anybody under the age of 18, you do not deserve to be on this earth. Like I said yesterday, I'm a CEO. I work in a jail. I have 39, and probably I have about 300 total inmates, but I have 39 SOs that I have to deal with daily. And you don't understand how disgusting it is seeing 39 of them. I question myself every day. What truly runs through somebody's head to do that? What truly is it? What gives you, so I don't care if we're talking about this Garcia or if we're talking about somebody else. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th degree, you still are disgusted enough to touch a child. Don't ever bring that up ever again. All right, that's all I got to say. And yo, Jay, if you're going to be an OSP, bring him to the jail, brother. I'm ready to book him.
Hey, Ohio dude, nice to meet you.
Yes.
Why do I feel like I have a feeling I know which one you work at? Without
Wait, you're from Ohio?
I'm from Ohio, live in Indiana.
I mean,
what is the biggest city?
I can say one thing,
and I'll know.
Betty Wap goes to the prison right down the road from the jail that I work at.
Okay, I know where you're at.
Yep. That's all I had to say.
Yep.
Betty Wap.
Thank you.
Yep. Kick me out this thing.
I used to volunteer with bikers that protect the children. Okay. I used to sit in the courtrooms. Okay. I used to hear these stories of these children. Okay. It doesn't get any easier listening to these stories of these children. And for you to sit here and try to minimize his mistake, get the fuck out of here. I'm gone.
Okay, can I talk? All right. I'm sure she's still in here. She said she was in here in her backup earlier, so I'm sure she's still in here. So I'm just going to talk. And for any other women or men that's in here that is delusional to think that it's a mistake for what happened, for a mother that's dealing with a 33-year-old daughter right now that is going through the hardest time of her life with therapy, trying to overcome what happened to her as a child from someone in our family that we thought we could trust, that is no longer here anymore. But comes to find out, there is over 15 children in my family that this man, this disgusting human being that we all thought that we could trust, violated our children. If they're going to do it to one, they will do it again. So if you think that this man has no remorse, or whether he does have remorse, if you think it was a mistake, no. And if he did it once, he will do it again. Don't be delusional to think that he won't. And if you think that you can trust someone that says, oh, it was a mistake, please go get help for yourself, because apparently you need mental health too. Because something's not registering in your head. And there is a lot of help out there for these women and these people that think that they can trust someone like that, because you can't. Delilah, if you're out there and you can hear me, which I'm sure you can, girl, please go get some help. Get away from this guy. Get your child back. That child that you signed your rights over should be more important to you than this man that you're laying down with at night. Please get some therapy. That's all I gotta say.
All right, can I say something?
Go for it.
All right. So, also, the biggest thing that I noticed Delilah, and whenever she was with Drew and whenever all this happened and stuff, she always had Drew's back, saying that he never did it and stuff. And like, why wouldn't you respect what Tyler was saying to you and like listen to the words that were Tyler was coming out of his mouth? And your demeanor showed so much disrespect towards Tyler. And why wouldn't you listen and just tell the honest truth? Like, don't hide it. He would rather you be honest and tell the truth than lie, because lying gets you nowhere in life. It really doesn't. Like, we all can read through your teeth. Like, we see it in your demeanor. You look to the side. You can't keep straight eye contact because you're lying every single time. It's not that hard. Like, it's absurd. Like, I don't know. It's just sickening. Like, my sister dealt with it. My cousins from my uncle, and he's still rotten, and he deserves to rot. Once an SO is always gonna be one, and like, no one deserves to go through that. And Delilah, don't lie about it. Like, you know he's done this stuff. Like, I hope you find someone that truly cares, and I hope you get a better life in return. But like, it's not okay. It's really not. Like, my family's been through a lot. And just to see, and then you lie about everything. Like, both of you guys are of it. Like,
No,
and then you had Drew had the audacity. If you didn't know this, Delilah, he was reposting little girls on his TikTok, reposting it every single day for multiple days. That's sickening too. Like, bro, get it together. Delete all your social media for good. Like, get your Like, and look, he's not even supposed to be around anybody on TikTok or anything. Like, I looked into this stuff. Like, and you're not supposed to repost. I'm sick.
I just think that it's crazy that some people support one but don't support the other. And in my opinion, I'm gonna just keep, I'm gonna keep saying it. Offender's an offender. I don't care what the age is, and I totally understand. I agree that none of them should be on any type of social media. But
And if you're
unfortunately,
posting little girls, that's disgusting too. Like, bro, what? And denying it too. Like, it doesn't take it takes one little, you don't have to even be a genius. You can go to his repost and it's clearly right there. And supposedly he's loyal to Delilah? No! Like, bro.
the society has definitely changed. That's the problem.
Okay, so Logan, I appreciate you coming up and talking and everything. Does anybody else want to come up before we get?
There's some people in the comments that are saying that they wanted to come up. I don't know if anybody's in the lineup or not.
If anybody else has anything, like I said, we're gonna keep it respectful. Keep it respectful. Keep it nice. Keep it clean. Only speak on facts, not speculation.
All right, Tyler, I'll catch you later, bro. Have a good night.
Logan. All right, we're gonna go one at a time. So we'll go with. I'm not even gonna try. I'll butcher your name, but with the cat picture.
It's Mr. Mesnick, and I don't have nothing to say about the Drew topic, but, well, I kind of do, but I kind of don't. As someone who knows someone who's going through the same thing Drew did, there are like two different topics, but he's also an SO, and he is family. I know him personally, everything. He is not allowed around kids at all unless they are put on some type of paperwork from his PO.
What? And so, like we talked about, it kind of differs state to state. Every state's got their own way of how they do things. So
Yeah, I'm in Ohio. That's probably why.
yeah, so
But
it all depends on that.
he is only allowed around kids that he has put on his paperwork. So he is allowed around me because, one, I am his kid, and two, I am on his paperwork. So unless they aren't on his paperwork, he is not allowed around them. And I feel like that should go around any state, no matter what state you're in.
There's like I said, there's like catch-alls, like how probation and parole does things. Most states are usually roughly about the same, but every state has the opportunity for the circumstances to be different. So I can't speak for any state, because it can all be different. So I can say what normally happens in my area, at least, but was that all you had to say?
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say, because I didn't know. I've been following it, but not fully following it, and I didn't know if that stuff was said yet or not by anybody else.
Okay.
But that's just all I had to say.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming up and talking to us.
You're welcome.
Thank you for coming up.
Miss Ray.
Can y'all hear me?
We sure can.
Okay, I just want to say, it's a hard subject to talk about, but it is just crazy, Delilah and Drew. Just crazy that you even do that. And I just want to say thank you, Tyler, for everything you do, and just say, Jay, thank you for your service.
Really appreciate it. Thank you for coming up. I don't know who came first. Really appreciate it. Thank you for coming up. I don't know who you that came up. All right, we'll go with Renee first. Or not. Jazzy?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so I want to say a couple of things. One, Delia, honestly, this sounds horrible, but thank God you didn't bring twins into this world because I fear for them genuinely. As a mother myself, that it's disgusting, and I want to know how you lay your head next to a registered SO every single night because that makes me sick to my stomach. Tyler, thank you for questioning him, doing everything that you did. AAA, thanks for hosting. The last real. Nice day. God bless you all. Delia Rottenhell.
You too. We don't promote any violence towards anybody. No violence, no aggression. Right, AAA? Okay, Mads, you want to go? Or God, one of you two? I don't know.
Okay, I'll go first. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try to keep this very respectful because I can tend to get very rude sometimes. Delilah, or Delai, I don't know if you're still in here, but the only thing I have to say to you is I don't understand how you were with somebody that SA'd a 9-year-old. She was 9 and you're bringing his quote-unquote child into the world. That is very disgusting for you to lay your head beside someone who is a registered SO.
All right, God.
Do you have something to say? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
God, do you have something to say?